Hey guys, Amber here with a Meeple family, and today I am going to be talking about 10 of my favorite go-to games on Board Game Arena. Now, if you don't know what Board Game Arena is, it is an online platform for you to play board games. It is really fun, and I don't prefer to play board games this way, as you guys may or may not know from my videos so far. I'm not a huge advocate of, the online board game experience. If I have the chance to play in person or online, I will play in person all the time. That is my favorite thing to do, is make memories around the table playing board games. But sometimes I want to try out a new game, or there's games I don't own and they just are so nice to sit on the couch. I can get out my phone or my iPad and I can play a game simply in the comfort of my living room with someone from a different country. It is pretty amazing how Board Game Arena can bring the whole world of board gamers together on this single platform. So if you haven't had a chance yet, I would head over to Board Game Arena and sign up and, poke around and see what games are out there for you to play. Here are a few of my recommendations. If you have time to check them out, I highly recommend it. The first game I recommend is Can't Stop. This is a dice rolling push your luck game where you are trying to get three, rock climbers up to the top based on the number you choose. So it is really fun. I find that I lose this every time because I'm always like, oh, I can go one more roll, and every time I bust. And if you bust, you get nothing. So I typically start out and end exactly where I started, with my poor rock climbers at the bottom of the mountain. It is so much fun to play, and it's one I really actually enjoy to play on Board Game Arena. Another one I highly recommend is Dragon Castle. This is kind of like the game Mahjong if you have ever played it. I actually grew up in Asia, and this has a special place in my heart. It's a pretty quick game to play, and it's really simple, fun, and beautiful. So if you haven't played Dragon Castle, I highly recommend it. Another one I absolutely love and probably prefer to play on Board Game Arena is Q-Birds. This is such a cute game. Every time I play it, it just makes me smile. It is so adorable. Again, you are doing set collection and you are trying to kind of sandwich your birds, take the ones in the middle, and hopefully make flocks and return them to their home. That is the premise of the game. It is a super easy game to learn, and honestly, it's probably one you could just jump in and figure out from clicking around. I highly recommend Q-Birds. All right, let's keep going. Number 4 is Japur. I really enjoyed Japur. Now, I will say this was probably one of my gateway games. I remember when my husband and I were first married almost 16 years ago, we had this game and we played it all the time. So it's kind of one of those sentimental games. Again, it is a set collection. There's some camels involved. So you're trying to turn in your goods before your opponent, because the first person to turn them in, depending on what the resource or good is that you're exchanging, has a higher value. This is strictly a 2-player game, and I find it to be a great game on Board Game Arena because it's very quick, and I would definitely play it real time. They do have an option for all their games to be turn-based, and I do not like to play Board Game Arena turn-based. I find that it is just too slow moving, and I cannot remember what my strategy was or what I was doing. So all of the games I am talking about today, I do play in real time, and I prefer to play Board Game Arena that way. So Japur is definitely one I would check out if you like that set collection and a little bit of gotcha in there with your opponent. All right, another great game on Board Game Arena is King Domino. King Domino is a really simple tile placement game where you're drafting different types of land and putting them together to score points. This can play up to 4 players, I believe, on Board Game Arena, and I have a great time every time I play it. You can get bonus points for building that perfect 5x5 square, and also by keeping that middle castle in the middle of your 5x5 square. So it's a really fun, easy game to play. If you've never tried it, highly recommend it. All right, let's keep going. Another one that was new to me for Board Game Arena is Draftasaurus. Draftasaurus is such a cute game. You're basically drafting dinosaurs and placing them in different areas of your map in order to score the most points. This is another one where you can really just jump in, click around, and figure out what you're doing as you go. I guess I kind of like those games on Board Game Arena that don't feel like they're too high pressure or too deep. So Draftasaurus is a great option if you're looking for a quick little puzzly, just kind of drafting and placing your workers to optimize the highest points you can. Okay, another one that I love to play and my kids love to play on Board Game Arena is Sushi Go. Sushi Go is a really fun game where you are grabbing all these different sushi ingredients or sushi related items, and you are trying to make sets, and each card has a different scoring element. This is definitely one before you play I would just read through the rules, because the first time I played it I did not do that and didn't realize that if you had the least amount of certain items you actually got negative points, or how bonus points work. So it's a very, very easy game, and I highly recommend it. It is so fun. It is so fast. Again, I highly recommend it in real time, but I personally don't like the turn-based games that take just eons to go through as you're waiting for people to log in and take their turn. So this is another one that's really great in real time. It's easy, it's fun, it's cute, it's colorful, and based on the cards you get, you're drafting cards into your hand, again, to optimize points to the best of your ability. A classic game on Board Game Arena is Azul. Azul is you're a tile laying or working at a tile factory, and oh my goodness, this has so much suspense, because when you're needing to finish a row and you really need 2 blue or 3 of the yellow, and someone, you see them there and you're just oh, I hope it gets around to me, so they're still there. It's got a lot of that anxious excitement when you're about to have this epic move. So I really love Azul. It's still a chill game, but it has a little bit more thinking in it because you're definitely watching your opponents. I think my favorite is when I know that my opponent needs a certain thing, and if they don't get it, they're gonna get negative points. That probably is just so villainous of me, but I mean, I've sure had it done to me where it's oh my word, I'm gonna end up with these 6 tiles I don't need, and they're all gonna be in my negative, band at the bottom, and it's just but such a fun game, so fun to play. It's colorful, it's beautiful, and the turns move pretty quickly. Again, I always play it in real time, but it is a really fun game. So if you haven't checked it out, play Azul on Board Game Arena. Okay, I was just counting in my head. I think we've done 8 so far, so I've got 2 more to go. So number 9 is a flip and write called Welcome To. This is such a fun game, and I really enjoy playing this one on Board Game Arena. I feel like it's pretty easy. I like to change up my strategy. I like to play the different, there's a Christmas lights expansion, there's the ice cream expansion, ice cream truck expansion, and it's really fun to play on there and try these different expansions that we don't personally own. We do own the original Welcome To, but there is something about playing it on Board Game Arena that is just so fun. In Welcome To, you're basically flipping over cards and you're needing to select a pair of cards. The one side is going to be house numbers, and you're going to want to put these in numerical order from least to greatest in your different streets. Of course, there's different actions that you can do that the numbers are paired up with to optimize your points, like putting in a swimming pool or a park, or maybe investing in the inflation of real estate. I think Welcome To is so much fun, and we typically will log on as a family and play some of those together once in a while as well, and Welcome To is one that my kids really enjoy too. Though there are so many more games on Board Game Arena that I do really love to play, another one that does take a little bit more time, and I only really commit to play it if I have the time, is Parks. I do love the game Parks. We own Parks, and it's fun on Board Game Arena too. This is a worker placement where you're moving your hiker, you're getting resources so you can exchange those resources in to visit parks. What I like about playing some of these on Board Game Arena is if you've never bought the game, but maybe you want to try it, you can. And that goes for expansions as well. For instance, we don't have the parks expansions, but I can try those out on Board Game Arena. So it's a really great option. You know, make sure you look on there. Maybe there's some games that you're like, oh, I've really been wanting to try this. And you can play through it a few times on Board Game Arena, get the feel for the mechanics, and if you would like to have that game, an actual copy in person, you know, before you make that financial investment. So Board Game Arena is a great place to make friends, meet people from all over the world that love board games as much as you, and try out some new games that maybe you haven't had the opportunity to play or try out in person. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for letting me share Board Game Arena games that I love to play. I would love to hear what your Board Game Arena go-to games are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.